I think we're going towards the finals. I don't think anyone here needs a break. I think the viewers are probably excited to see this play out. So let's just stay here. Do we have deck lists ready? If we do, go ahead and put them up. All right. Show us the deck list. We actually haven't seen this Tron list, I don't think, the specific one today. Here it is. We see some. I'll take the lead on this because I've played a lot of Tron.
Yes.
We see 2 Thrag Tusks. That's actually a plus here because they're more resilient to Path to Exile. It's not pleasant to path those. 2 Oblivion Stones, which is on the lower end, but that's also a plus here. We have the 8 Karns. We have 2 Ugins. Do we have cast triggers? We have 2 Ulamogs.
Yeah.
Sanctum. I'm on board with all this as being good in this matchup.
Yeah.
And we do have some cards that we don't really want, but that's unavoidable.
I think Karn the Great Creator is also really good in this matchup.
Yeah.
Just like a threat that you can play off Tron on 3 that goes through Mana Leak is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also, in the games where you've been Field of Ruin twice or whatever, and you don't have Tron, you can just cast it on 4, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
we have 4 basics, and not every Tron deck has 4 basics. That will help.
That's a lot. That's a huge deal. That some people play only 2, which is not.
Yeah.
That is not that many.
This is not like you could build a Tron deck to be better against blue-eye control than this, but this is pretty good. This is very close to the top of the range for game 1. And then there's a pretty significant range in the number of Veil of Summers that get played. 3 is basically the top end, and that's how many are here. That is a big card. This is not a bad Tron deck for this matchup.
I think that the Tron versus Control matchup, it's usually a little overstated how favored Tron is, but I think this is going to be an uphill battle for Josh.
Yeah, there's even a Buried Ruin, which is, I would say, rare.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Buried Ruin. So let's go ahead and look again at Josh's deck from the perspective this time of Tron, as opposed to some of the more aggressive decks. We have in the sideboard, we have a sneaky card that's good against Tron. Well, if you're going first, Ashiok Dreamrender can be fairly annoying.
Yeah. I usually board in Ashiok against Tron when I'm on fair decks because I usually it's obviously not good if they do their thing undisrupted, but usually the matchups are so bad for fair decks against Tron that you just want to have some kind of weird cheese card. So the game plays out awkwardly and you stop them from getting Tron for 2 turns, and it's kind of great,
Mm-hmm.
It's better when you have Kroxa or whatever, or before you had Uro to mill yourself, because it actually mills you and exiles their graveyard if you target yourself, which is sweet. So it's not quite as good, but Ashiok will probably come in. The Spellquellers will be good, and the Spellquellers and the Rejections are going to be the big ones, right? Because he can just sort of adopt a more aggressive stance. If we play 20 turns, Tron is going to win every time, almost. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unless Jace is in play, and so we only have 3 Field of Ruins too.
Well, we had 3, but I believe we had. I feel like there's a Ghost Quarter. So,
there is a Ghost Quarter. Okay, so we have 4 ways to shut off Tron.
Yeah.
In our lands, we don't have any Spreading Seas anywhere.
No Spreading Seas, no Damping Spheres. So actually, this simplifies the sideboarding a little bit for the Tron side because the disenchant effects don't have to come in. And if you were sideboarding blind, or if your opponent had a Damping Sphere, you would have to bring them in.
Yeah.
So that's
a nice either. So
no what?
Stony Silence.
Right. Yeah. So there's a nice little bonus in that, though you don't have to waste the sideboard cards. I know they have cycling now, but still, it's nicer to just not even bother with them.
Yeah.
So that's how it stands. I'm gonna go with the Tron side of things.
Yeah, it's so hard to pick the blue-eye control player in this matchup. We'll see, but I think the Tron player is a big favorite.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
How do you feel about this keep?
Well, this is a matchup when you know the game's going to go long anyway, and your cards are going to get countered. So I can get behind it. If I was playing an aggressive deck, I would throw this away even on 6.
Yes.
But
oh wow. Love that.
Yeah.
Love forcing the map every time.
But
now, if we have a leak for the stirrings, we're okay. That's scrying. So I guess we're probably casting that, right?
I would not.
You would not? Okay. You want to wait until we find another one and then we know which one to get. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I want to go chromatic into stirrings, which gives me 7 cards to look at, including my next turn draw step, to find the second Tron piece, and then scrying for the third one.
That makes a ton of sense, and that's for sure, right?
Yeah. So I feel like is incorrect, but it will. I mean, it.
So now we're looking for exactly tower instead of
right.
tower or power plant, which
Right.
is obviously double the outs, which is obviously a
Yeah.
massive deal.
Yeah.
And you probably have Tron active on the same turn. Okay,
So
Josh is ready with the Field of Ruin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we
So
found another scry.
Now it worked. Now it hurts less, because the Field of Ruin is going to disrupt it anyway. But
yeah,
it is unfortunate because if we hadn't had to lead on a forest in turn 2, then Josh would be forced to Field of Ruin on the upkeep here or the draw step, and now that isn't the case, and things are just slow to develop. But Karn Great Creator doesn't require Tron, and that's looking live to come down next turn regardless of what happens.
True. Sean currently does not have a guaranteed path to Tron though. He has a Stirrings and obviously his draw steps. Right. But that is by no means a guarantee to find specifically Power Plant.
Right.
So, and when you're just casting your 4-mana spells, like running your card into a Cryptic Command is not a good exchange for you.
No, yeah, you don't want to do that if that's up. Here I would like to see. Okay,
well, it just resolved.
Yeah.
So no mana leak there.
Yeah. So I would have led on Stirrings there. Because if there's a counter, I would rather have the Stirrings get countered and then the Scrying resolve.
That makes a lot of sense. You'd never bait a mana leak because the Stirrings you can pay for the leak, but you can't pay for the leak on the other thing. He could Logic Knot for more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't really a consideration.
I
guess we take.
I kind of like the star here just as a cantrip.
Okay, I was thinking that, like, the way you lose is like he gets the Planeswalker that goes unchecked, and you just want another thing.
Yeah,
but
we have a lot of checks for it in hand already. I feel like the way we lose is probably getting our Tron blown off again.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the star is just one more way to find that back. But I mean, all that works if there's been one used, so we can expect we may really have to be in for a long game here. I don't even know if I want to commit the Karn Liberated to the board next turn.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the best way to play this is. It kind of feels like Josh would have Cryptic Commanded the Sylvan Scry, given that he forced the map and was he was super aggressively going after Tron, which I liked. I just think
if we waited one, it's just in. Wow. So what I was gonna say was I would prefer to wait one turn so I can play both cards in the same turn.
I guess this just worked out.
But this just flew in there.
Okay.
So
sure. I mean, jam, I guess.
This is fantastic.
Jam life, yeah. I mean, now we are massively ahead, right?
Yeah, we are, and that's it.
Josh agrees that we are massively ahead. Cool.
Oh. So
look at
right.
Those Thought-Knot Seers, probably
it,
though.
I think the Thought-Knot Seers looking good. We're one game into our finals today. Thanks for being with us today. Everyone that's joining in chat and watching along, all our players today, that's great. I want to mention one more time, our next event, our March event, will be announced on Wednesday. So if you follow us on any of our social media, you can hear first word of it there on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. I don't even know if we have Instagram, but all those things. Anyway, back to the match, the finals. Going to game 2, blue-white down the game. Let's see. We already pretty much know what the options are. We've discussed this already. We've got Ceremonious Rejections are so annoying to play against. Although
yes.
Veil of Summer is also so annoying to play against, but we'll get to that. So Will, we discussed this already. You like Rejections, you like Ashiok, you like Spell Queller.
Yeah, I like Queller and Ceremonious Rejection 100%. Those are slam dunks. Ashiok is kind of a cheese card. You need the game to play out a little weird for it to actually work. But when you're in a matchup as bad as this, I'm fine. Just desperate times call for desperate measures.
Right.
And, you've got a lot of stinkers in the main deck. We got this Oust, we got the Paths, we got the Timely, we got Narset and Teferi are kind of medium. Teferi 3, Verdict is awful.
Many bad cards here. Yeah, I think it's easy to trim down to 2 or 3 removal spells. You certainly don't need 5. You don't need Timely. You don't need Verdicts, maybe 1, but a lot of this stuff can go. Worm Coil can be handled by Little Teferi bouncing. Yeah, there's easy cards to take out here. And if we go back to the Tron side, we've got like you were mentioning before I cut you off briefly to make the social media announcement, thought on Sears.
Yep.
It's not a card I play with in Tron myself, but I do see them. Other people have them, and this is, I mean, they're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I assume this is a good spot for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like a threat that you can cast when you don't have Tron when you're being disrupted on that axis, and then the Veils are, I mean, those are all coming in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect Wormcoil Engines to get boarded out. Those are not very good. They get pathed really bad, but then again, Josh may board out his paths, and then you don't know, But they also get bounced by Teferi 3 or Jace or whatever. Okay, keeping a one-lander. Okay, but we're on 5, so
we're on 5. I think this is a tolerable 5.
Yeah, I think this is a good 5. You have a redundant path to Tron as long as you draw any land. And we're on 5, so the bar isn't super high, right?
Yeah, and Josh was on 6, so we're basically at parity as far as that goes. And yeah, this is just going to be counted. Hopefully, if things get countered, they're forces and not spell snares from Sean's perspective.
Yes, you really want to be trading for 2 cards. There would be ideal. Okay, well, we drew a land.
It's a land. It's something. Yeah.
This is the worst feeling when you're playing Tron, when you just draw 3 of the same one, and you're just like, why? Why all 3? Or not all 3, but why 3 of the... But yeah, I definitely like cracking for green there, and I like casting the scrying.
See, the plan is we're trying to make his turn 3 Field of Ruin unusable because there's no target for it now.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Punk, huh? Josh is probably going to need a Field of Ruin, or maybe 2 to compete in this game, because we are... Fairy Time Raveler is not that great. I assume we'll plus this.
Ashiok would have been nice right there.
Yeah, this is exactly the spot I'm talking about for Ashiok, where it's like, Sean didn't have his best draw, and he can get cheesed by Ashiok, which is kind of what you need. Quote unquote baiting a Force of Negation with that star. Not that Josh would ever force the star there. I assume this would get forced if he had it. Okay, so we have Tron online next turn. We don't have anything to do with it. Right. And also Josh might have a Field of Ruin. So we're not massively far ahead yet. But
no, definitely not. But we are no grounds for complaint since we mulled to 5. We are getting there. Minor thing, I would have preferred to use the map and then save the star scrying so that the star is breaking after we've pulled an extra land out of the deck, but that's super minor. It also saves you mana potentially later in the game. And there's Field of Ruin.
Okay, so we do not have Tron anymore, although we have 2 more ways to search it up. Josh is definitely going to use it here because he's terrified of us casting Karn Liberated, Ugin, whatever. Right. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want us to have 9 mana, which is obviously completely reasonable.
And really, this is okay. We don't mind having being delayed turn since we don't have a payoff anyway.
Yeah, we don't really mind at all. Honestly, like, we're just going to play this tower, and I assume we'll use one of these ways to search up something else. This Ancient Stirrings will probably find a threat. That card is so good in this deck. I like leading on map here. You're not getting mana leaked. Just passing, not letting that mana leak convert.
Right. Yeah.
I guess you could play Stirrings if you want, but I really like... There's just no reason to get anything leaked, and the green mana next turn is just... It's not a big deal. It's like, just wait,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. There's no point in playing it here. Also, by holding up green, I guess we could... I don't know that representing Veil of Summer does anything at all.
I mean, there's a Teferi in play, so like...
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, obviously, what I was implying when I said that in the first place. No, absolutely. I was not. But you're right. So... This is potentially getting forced, no? Well, I mean, just because of Josh thinking about it for a while, so...
If I was Sean, I would be thinking that Josh was thinking about leaking and making it so I can't pay, and then maybe playing another Teferi or something. Sure. I think that's probably what the time was spent on there.
Yeah.
Josh decides to not do that. I don't really know. He could just not have mana in hand. I don't know for sure, but... Okay, so no second Field of Ruin, no Ghost Quarter. We're just gonna... Sean is going to have Tron here. He's going to have 10 mana on turn 5. There's a payoff, and we have Ancient Stirrings to find a payoff, and we have an actual payoff with Karn the Great Creator. Okay, we left in some number of Wormcoil Engines. So Wormcoil and Ugin are kind of the the Mopey threats, but they're
Yeah.
threats, and they've got to get dealt with, or they will run away with the game. Like when I say they're Mopey, okay. Love playing this, not Ugin, because of
Mm-hmm.
Leak,
Right.
like we were talking about before. It also doesn't even get Logic Knotted. Oh no, it does, because Josh can tap out and exile his graveyard, and then he can Logic Knotted for one more than enough.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a sign that Josh doesn't have a relevant counter at this point. And if Karn gets in, I mean, by itself, that's two threats really, as we
Yeah,
can
I
threaten the
mean,
land and then threaten the land some more with Sundering Titan potentially the turn after.
yeah, Sundering Titan. We might get a big Walking Ballista. We might get Liquid Metal Coating. Like there's just so many things.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the counter. And our only follow-up is Ugin. So actually, if Josh can do something like play Teferi 5 and then pass with a hard counter up, like a negate or a disdainful stroke, which I don't remember if he plays. I don't think he does. But if he had that,
Rejection
then,
would work.
oh yeah, if he goes big Planeswalker into counter your Ugin, the game's probably going to swing in his favor by a lot, if I had to guess.
Yeah, at that point, Sean would be drawing towards Ulamog or Veil of Summer.
Yeah,
If
and then we
Veil,
can
even
play
with Teferi on
preemptively.
on the board, Veil could be played preemptively.
Okay,
And there is the one of Teferi, Hero of Dominaria.
There we go. Really, really wants one of his two sideboard rejections here. Mana Leak is not going to do that much. We shocked. Okay. We could have Archmage's Charm or Force of Negation. That's probably what it is. Cool. Okay. So we probably got a hard counter here. If we have Veil, okay, we cannot cast both of these in the same turn. So we have to pick one. It's probably Ugin? We can pay for Leak on both, right? Yeah, we can pay for Leak on both.
Yeah, we have plenty of mana. So yeah, I think that's no. Okay, you know what? We need to be careful here. We absolutely cannot spend our green mana on this.
We really want to scrying for Sanctum this turn, and Sanctum, and then trigger Sanctum next turn. So 2 turns from now we have Ulamog, which is going to put a lot of pressure on. Okay, we have Rejection. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on. Oh man, what if this gets mana leaked? Ooh, I would have been fine waiting because it feels like that pause and like it feels like that's like the kind of card that he lets it resolve, so maybe he doesn't have mana leak. But yeah, we're gonna be able to pay for leak on everything. So I kind of would not have minded waiting because I think Josh snaps off leak there if he has it. Like just because he knows it gets Sanctum, and he knows that Sanctum gets Ulamog.
All right. Josh draws all the cards he can.
Field of Ruin here would be incredible.
It would be good.
I feel he probably needs a field. Okay, we're gonna continue getting ahead. We need a counterspell this turn, but we've seen some Path to Exile. Okay, so we left in some paths for Warp Coil Engines, and Sean left in his Worms, so it makes sense. And this is like, imagine if Mystic Sanctuary was legal, right? This Polluted Delta would have put Cryptic Commander Ceremony Rejection on top by now, right?
Yeah, this would have been bad news. So here we go. All right, fourth mine. All right, get that Sanctum in there.
Yep. I mean, we're doing this, and we're gonna attempt to put Ulamog in our hand. I assume this gets countered. Like, he's just seen so many cards. There's no way he doesn't have some kind of way to deal with this card liberated. Like, the Ulamog, though, is a big deal. And Josh, like I said, he just needs a Field of Ruin to keep Sean off the mana. I guess pathing the Ulamog.
The Ulamog is nowhere near game over because it will knock out Big Teferi and something, and then get pathed. So yeah, this is where it can be tough when you get to these ultra late game things with Tron against Blue White because unless you have Veils or some kind of recursive thing, like the Ulamogs are not always enough.
Yeah, like he's just so far behind that even though Ulamog would be worth like basically a 3-for-1, that's just not enough. See, there's a Cryptic command. So now if we Ulamog and we kill 2 Planeswalkers, it gets pathed, and he has Cryptic for our next thing. And like, there's no way that's his only counterspell. He has 8 cards in his hand. Like, he's activated all of these Planeswalkers for 1,000,000 turns, right? Like,
and it may. Oh well, that doesn't.
Oh, that is not good.
Field of Ruin number 2, I think. And even the Ulamog killing the Big Teferi, I mean, it could be rescued by the Cryptic command if Josh wanted.
Yeah, this is a rough spot for a Tron player. So I very much expect us to be going to a game 3 here. Like this never resolves. Like, and even if we can peel Tron next turn to Ulamog, I don't even think it's gonna be close to good enough. And this Teferi 5 is almost certainly an ultimate if we don't do that. So
yeah, right. Because there's no way. Well, 4, 5. Yeah, we'd have to draw the completion of Tron, Ulamog to Teferi. Otherwise, it ultimates. This time, I would think Josh ultimates the Teferi as soon as he can.
Yes, 100%. We're just gonna like, if we're every turn, we can literally hard lock Sean out of Tron, right?
Yeah.
If we have the emblem, like it's literally impossible to assemble because we have a draw step. And if we draw anything like a Jace, then it's just like lights out. Like,
well, yeah, it's like Armageddon. Here we're casting something. Oh, are we hard casting Shark Typhoon? I don't know what that was.
I believe we hardcast Shark Typhoon. It was an Ashiok.
Oh, Ashiok. Okay,
so
well,
we did board in the Ashioks. And who did we target? We targeted the Tron player. We targeted our opponent. So we can actually, I guess, we're probably not decking him, but I guess there's not that much. Okay, so this is a good concession. We're gonna get hard locked out of Tron here by this Teferi emblem. Josh has 7 cards in hand. We have none. So
yeah. So we see there the Thought Seers did not come in, and they're coming in now.
Okay, Thought Not Seer on the play seems totally fine.
Yeah.
On the draw it could be, or on the draw.
It seems
he'll be on the play. Yeah.
It seems just better than Wormcoil Engine, regardless.
I agree.
But is now entering play, so that's another thing. That's why one of the reasons Karn Great Creator is a nice, because you can play it on turn 4, even if your Tron gets blown up.
Yeah.
Same with Thought Seer. So
I love Karn Great Creator and playing against fair decks with it. Like I don't have any big Karns in Eldrazi Tron, but
yeah,
little Karn is a card I love playing with. It's just doesn't matter how much you have 10 mana, he's phenomenal. You have 4 mana, he's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well, you should try blocking with Chromatic Stars. They cantrip. It's awesome.
I've blocked with Mind Stones. Can you say that?
Yeah, no, I can't. No.
And they cantrip, So there you go.
Yeah, I guess they do. So it's kind of the same thing. Anyway, here we go. Last game of the day. Tron on the play. This is a turn 4 Tron at best, but I think that's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, against Blue-Eye Control, it's probably okay. I wish we were a little more redundant on our ways to get there. I also wish we probably didn't have these Walking Ballistas in our deck. I don't know what we could have over them. I didn't think
Don't play the forest first.
Ooh,
okay, that's...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is... Oh, boy.
Did not really want to do that. Really wanted to crack this sphere.
There were... Darn.
Or maybe have Ancient Stirrings. Like, there's a... Ooh.
Okay, there's no getting around that. That was not a well played turn. The turn needs to be crack sphere. See if you draw a Tron land so you can scry for the other one.
Yeah, and then you stir if you draw anything that isn't another Tron piece, right? And then you can then assess which one you want to scry for later.
Yeah. So that was okay, but moving on from where we are at.
We're here now. So
sphere. I like breaking this immediately, and you're either going to play. Okay, sure, that works.
Sure. Okay.
Sorry, there's the Tron.
There it is. Okay. Well, we have it on 4.
We have the Buried Ruin actually, in case.
Yeah, get this Chromatic Star back, huh? I guess this Walking Ballista never gets pathed, right? Because we get to bin it if we want by using all the counters. So. Okay, so we do have the Field of Ruin, and we do not have a path to find another tower. At least for the time being. The star and our draw steps could change that. Oh, I guess we can just... Oh, we don't have a map. If we had a map in the graveyard, we could Buried Ruin it. I like this. I like playing the Ballista for 2. I think having the body in play is really important, because now, like, the way you lose is Josh sticking a Planeswalker, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to stick a Planeswalker when there's a Walking List on the board. Like... Really, like, what is he going to do? Play a Jace now? Want a Jace minus? Okay, your Jace is dead. Or we just ping your Jace once, put it to 1, get it back to our hand, play it for 2 again, then ping the Jace, we keep the Ballista 2. You know what I mean? Or we can use both counters now.
You definitely
have options. Either way.
Yeah, it's nice to have on the board. Get a little Teferi. That is fine.
So now we're probably bouncing, and then we'll probably just ping it once. And then we... Only once, though, because we need it to be in play.
Well, yeah, I think
You
we
could
shoot
trade
it
it for the
once.
card.
I think we shoot Josh with the other counter. I don't want to. Well, you could let it bounce.
You trade the ballista for a card. Do you think the ballista is better than a card for him? Is basically the decision, right?
Yeah, that is the choice. Okay, I don't.
I would take the
I don't.
ballista.
I don't hate this. Yeah, I think this is okay.
So our best draw is definitely tower. Okay, we
Whoa!
tower. Okay, so we need rejection right now, or the game is over. Really want to lead on this star to try to find Veil for
Yes,
rejection.
we really, really did.
Okay,
Oh no!
unfortunate, but
All right.
we want to watch if the top card is Veil. That's
I don't
really,
want to watch. I don't want
wanna
to know.
I want to know if the top card is Veil, man. Like I've got to know. Oh, it's gonna be Veil, 100%. Oh no, it's okay.
Oh, but if you had drawn that, you would have waited.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, break it now though. Star. Yeah. All right. So we'll romantic. See if we get anything relevant.
You good?
Whoa! That's good. Fire it up.
All right. So it probably gets pathed. If it doesn't get pathed, it sticks, and Josh is probably dead.
At this point, though, it's so. I mean, we're much earlier in the game than we were before the other time.
Yeah,
this might be
devastating. Like
this could be Cryptic Command save a land potentially if Josh doesn't have more.
Counter bounce my Glacial Fortress.
Yeah,
totally reasonable. Okay, counter. He drew a card.
Okay.
I would expect he has more lands in hand.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
More spells now. Okay. Oh God.
All right, things are really cooking now. Thought here. Doesn't matter what you do, really.
Yeah, I mean, this basically has to get countered. Okay, there's a Queller. We probably need another rejection or a force for this Karn, and if we don't,
wait, land Ballista for 4.
Yeah, let's do that because it plays around force negation.
Well, and then you can, but then you just then you get the Thought here anyway. Yeah, yep. That would be tremendous.
Josh needs his second rejection like right now. If he doesn't have it, the game's over. Okay. Game should be over. Like I really can't imagine.
Can you wait until draw step for this? I've never had this exact thing happen.
You can, yeah.
Well, that would be pretty cool.
Looks like we're gonna do it in the draw step too. Oh, we gotta set a stop at the draw step. We might want to do it later, I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess.
He clicked. Oh, he tried to do it. Realized. Oh, he got. You see the little lock on the right side is still.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't change his stops enough, you know.
Yeah, but still,
he tried.
So I've never. This is a Thoughtseize whenever Sean wants it. That's so odd.
Yeah, maybe we're not even supposed to do a draw step. You know, maybe we should just wait. You know, like what if Josh plays like a cantrip or something here? We want to see what he draws off it.
You know, we could just attack first. We're doing more damage.
Whatever. Yeah, more damage this way. So yeah,
although I guess we get more damage from actually having Thoughtseize in play. So
this is true. That is a good point. Yeah, that's okay. So we have 2 cards. Really, really struggling to imagine Josh winning this game.
Veil of Summer.
Yeah, nope. Who needs Veil of Summer when you can just draw perfectly?
I'm not even playing Ulamog in my Tron deck right now, but man, that one was a good one to draw.
Wow, I am really surprised you're not playing any Ulamogs. Do you still play Sanctum?
No.
Okay, sure.
All right. Now are we considering pumping pre-damage here? I don't think. How much mana do we have? 2, 4, 6, 9, 10. We have 12 mana. That's enough for. Oh, I think now we got to shoot because we could go Karn, Sundering Titan, and kill 2 more land.
Yeah, I really want to lead on the. Okay, cool. Guess we'll do this. That's fine. Really wanted to pick down this Queller and just take a look-see-poo at what's going on over there. Okay, could have.
Right.
Yeah, well, now we'll shoot to look for rejection or force, right?
I don't know if there are any more rejections.
Well, there's 2, right?
I know. I couldn't remember how we played already. All right, so here's this force. Okay.
Yeah.
So
not gonna lie, did not love how Sean's played this game, but still
could have gone. Yeah, this could have gone a little differently. Now we're sure. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
He undoes the lock, so he
all right. So now this ballista is actually lethal next turn.
Yeah.
It can be returned by Okay, so this time we're gonna go. This time I feel like I'm not sure that I would do this, but
yeah. Now I would probably. I mean, you're probably like the spellcaller chumps next turn. I think this is good. I
Yeah.
think maybe not.
No, this is fine.
Yeah, I mean, Josh has 2 cards in hand. Like, he's just so far behind. And the worst case scenario, if we draw land starts the game, this Buried Ruin gets back this Ballista because it just never gets passed because it has the ability to never get passed.
All right, Thought-Knot's here. This could very easily be the last turn cycle of the tournament.
Yeah, if Josh's cards are like Cryptic Command, Ceremonial Rejection, we can go counter bounce and then counter the thing on the way down.
Oh, Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so this is going to get rejected, probably, or something.
I haven't done the math, but it really feels like we're dead on board if we reject it. But
Yeah.
we could have like a Path to Exile or something in hand that changes that.
So there's 3 pumps on the board that would put the Ballista up to a 5. No, almost not quite dead on the board.
That is desperation, targeting the opt.
But then not even playing it in response. I take it back. Yeah, obviously, yeah, you can't play in response. Yeah, okay, that's good.
I don't know what we can draw here.
We can draw Wrath. Oh no, we can't. We're on. I forgot whose turn it was.
Yeah. I assume that this is game. He's got 1 card. He shockingly bottomed with the opt. Fairy Time Raveler.
Okay.
Bouncing Thought-Knot here. And then we charge 1. We have 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 1 point short, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, kind of gotta bounce this Thought-Knot here, right? If you bounce the Ballista, you are dead, right? Because then he has 12, and he just does it for 6. Shoots you for... Yeah, you're actually exactly dead if you bounce the Ballista.
Okay, Thought-Knot here gets bounced. That does get Josh another turn, unless, let's see. No, Tronland wouldn't do it. Blast Zone doesn't do anything.
No, I guess we just Thought-Knot here. He's had 2 looks here. We just Thought-Knot here, max pump and shove. Leaves it to Fairy 3 around. Like, doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't do anything, yeah.
I guess it lets him instant speed a Wrath, but the Wrath kind of gets you regardless. Yeah, we're shooting Snapcaster, max pumping, and not max pumping. We're Thought-Knotting and then using the rest of it on the. Okay,
that's more than I'm sure Sean was hoping to see there.
Yeah, I mean, that's something. He's got an opt left over. And maybe we would have taken that because his only way out is Verdict, and that's the more efficient way of finding verdicts. But
the charm can kind of kill the Ballista.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good. Well, yeah, it's 1 or less.
I guess you could pick it back up though. Okay, shooting that, I don't think that matters. Well, no, you're right because the Verdict, I guess.
Oh, we actually went after that.
All right,
okay.
This is.
So, do you have a Verdict in your deck? And if you do, you're still kind of dead to this Buried Ruin.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. This should be game. We could draw Path, I guess. We're really just kind of hanging in there.
Yeah, Bounce Thought Seer has to be the only choice here, right? And then we have to draw our Path or Oust.
Yeah, this is not looking great. Kind of think that this turn cycle it'll be over, but maybe we have found another way to buy another turn of barely being alive. Oh, good. Go for it. No, not trying anymore. So
something we still have to deal with the Ballista.
Yeah, I mean we need to Ghost Quarter. Okay, well now
I
think we were. Yeah, I mean we can't. You can't. This is not a draw step Ghost Quarter spot, right? Because now we just. I think we were dead anyway, but like. This is not the best time to Ghost Quarter, given that we now have. Yeah. Okay. GG's. 2 games. It was very sweet.
All right. Sean Ryder, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sean Ryder. That was a very awesome game to watch.
Yeah, that was fun. That was exciting.
Yeah,
that was a lot going on there.
Say what you will about Tron, but it can be fun to watch, man. Like, oh man, he has Tron but nothing to do. Ulabog off the top, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, God. Boy. There was all kinds of stuff going on there. That was really fun. Thanks everybody for watching today. Thanks for playing. We had 85 players turn out today. That's great. As we said a couple times before, next month's event will be announced on Wednesday. So if you follow us on any of our social media, you can get the word immediately. It'll be sometime in March. Format undecided yet. Legacy looks like it's been cleaned up somewhat. Maybe there'll be some internal Nerd Rage pressure on moving towards Legacy. Maybe we'll be modern again. I don't know. We'll see. What's something from our top 8 rounds? What's a play or a deck or anything that stood out to you that was that you'll remember from today?
I really liked that. Like, there was a Naya Zoo player who just had a really deep run in that tournament. Like, Wild Nikotl is like kind of a meme because like it was banned for like years and years, and it's just like never really been any good. Like, it got unbanned like 5 years ago or whatever, and it just hasn't been good like at all since then. Like, there's like Nikotl burn decks like 5 years ago with like a Target's Command that were okay, and like, but it's just never been like top tier card. You know, it's just dorky 1-mana 3/3 that you 1-mana 3/3 that you need to like be playing Naya for. And I thought it was cool that they got to do really well with like this cool Brushfire Elemental landfall deck. So
yeah, that was neat. Well, Sean Ryder takes it down. Let's go ahead and put up, if we have the prize pool slide available, let's pop that up just so people can see what Sean and everyone else in the top 8 is taking home with them today. And also, likely, people will be playing for next month. First place, $800 goes to Sean Ryder. Second place, $400. Third, fourth, $200, and top 8, $100, as well as sleeves from KFC. So hopefully the players enjoy that and find something to hopefully spend it on. Maybe they're building up their collections for the return of Paper Magic sometime this year, hopefully.
Maybe? Fingers crossed, right?
I would say I am confident. I think Paper Magic will return. I think the vaccinations are proceeding. I think fall is a reasonable bet, and I think winter. I think there'll be tournaments popping up in the U.S. in some places certainly this year. Maybe not huge ones. Maybe we'll see, as it'll take a while to build up, but I think we'll get there.
Yeah.
I had a great time today. Modern is a fun format. Tron, Sean Ryder's Tron deck, not quite the way I would have built it. It worked. It worked.
Yeah, I mean,
well.
A lot of his choices paid off, right? Like,
definitely.
The Ulamog you said you're not playing. That Ulamog was
the Ulamog was big. The Thought-Knot Seers were. I mean, it's kind of just a looming threat. As soon as I want to flip the switch on this Ballista, I get to Thoughtseize you. And that's something that's got to be fairly aggravating to play against. It doesn't even cost mana. It's just like in suspension until you want. So that was pretty neat. But anyway, one more time, thanks everyone for playing and watching with us today. I know we had a pretty good audience, so we appreciate that. See you next month. On behalf of tournament coordinator and technology expert Max Kahn, owner and director Norman Cohen, Becky Bell, and Will Krueger as guests, and myself, Joe Lossett, thank you for being here, and we will see you next month.